We wanted to look a little bit at, these speeds and requirements that we've been talking about here. And so where are we in the United States? Are we providing this? Are we on the path to getting there? Where are we? One of the problems is we don't have really good data on this. There is no meaningful nationwide available data on what broadband is available to how many homes and at what speeds. But we do have some good data in California that was put together by the California Broadband Task Force a little over a year ago. This is a map of the entire state, and it's color-coded based upon the speeds. From, the gold is half a megabit to 1 megabit. The light green is 1 to 5. The dark green is 5 to 10. The light blue is 10 to 100, and the dark blue is 100 to 1 gigabit. And we actually, for the first time, could calculate in a large state what people have. Interestingly enough, we found 96% of households had access to broadband. It was a lot higher than we thought. In fact, we recalculated it several times to make sure that we were not wrong. There was a lot of broadband available. We also found that over half the state had at least 10 megabit service to their home, which was more than we expected to find as well. On the other hand, we found that the availability is very spotty depending on where you go in the state, and that a lot of areas have relatively slow speeds. But regardless, it shows in urban areas and suburban areas you have pretty good coverage in lots of places. But then let's wander to the corners of the state that we don't always think about. Here's the North Coast counties. Looks a lot different on these. In this, if you look at the pie chart, 33% of households in that territory have no service available to them at all. Another 17 have pretty slow service available to them all. Only about half have what we would expect most people to have in an area like this. Every gray dot is a inhabited town as recognized by the U.S. Postal Service that does not have broadband service. So every single one of those dots has people living at them. This tells us a number of things. In one sense, in parts of the country, we have fantastic world-class, first-rate broadband services available. In other parts of the country, we have some pretty good services. 10 megabits and above are what people need for today's applications and services. We know they're going to need more in the future, but they're doing all right for today. But we're also noticing that the deployment of broadband, even where it's available, is uneven with respect to speed. And particularly in rural areas, it tends to be slow or non-existent. A lot of these places that have broadband are going to need significant upgrading because what they have today is not even particularly useful for today's applications, let alone the applications that they're going to need in the future. So there's sort of a tale of two cities here. Some are very good, but there's a lot of work to be done yet.